biryani is an evergreen classic that really needs no introduction. India offers so much on its culinary platter, but the one dish Indians unanimously love indulging in is the mouth-watering biryani. With local and hyperlocal variations having evolved into distinctive styles of biryanis, one is spoiled for options when it comes to experiencing this melting pot of flavors. So if you are a die-hard fan of this delicious dish, take things up a notch and tease your taste buds a little more with the story of what makes biryani so extraordinary. Though it may appear to be a dish indigenous to India, in reality the dish originated quite far away. Biryani is derived from the Persian word biryan, which means read before cooking, and brinj, the Persian word for rice. While there are multiple theories about how biryani made its way to India, it is generally accepted that it originated in West Asia. One legend has it that the Turk-Mongol conqueror, Timur, brought the precursor to the biryani with him when he arrived at the frontiers of India in 1398. Believed to be the war campaign diet of Timur army, an earthen pot full of rice, spices and whatever meats were available would be buried in a hot pit, before being eventually dug up and served to the warriors. Another legend has it that the dish was brought to the southern Malabar coast of India by Arab traders who were frequent visitors there. There are records of a rice dish known as unsoru in Tamil literature as early as the year 2 AD. Unsoru was said to be made of rice, ghee, meat, turmeric, coriander, pepper, and bay leaf, and was used to feed military warriors. It is said that Mumtaz once visited the army barracks and found the mule soldiers looking weak and undernourished. She asked the chef to prepare a special dish that combined meat and rice to provide balanced nutrition to the soldiers, and the result was biryani, of course. At the time, rice was fried in ghee, without washing, to give it a nutty flavor and prevent it from clumping. Meat, aromatic spices, and saffron were added to it before cooking the mix over a wood fire. The Nizams of Hyderabad and Nawabs of Lucknow were also famous for their appreciation of the subtle nuances of biryani. Their chefs were renowned the world over for their signature dishes. These rulers too were responsible for popularizing their versions of the biryani and mouth-watering accompaniments like Mirchi Ka Salan, Danchuk and Baghar Bangan in different parts of the country. The perfect biryani calls for meticulously measured ingredients and a practiced technique. Traditionally, the dum pukht method, slow-breathing oven in Persian, was used to make biryani. In this method, the ingredients are loaded in a pot and slow-cooked over charcoal, sometimes from the top also, to allow the dum or steam to work its magic. The pot, sealed around the edges with dough, allows the steaming meat to tenderize in its own juices while flavoring the rice. Other than the technique, spices also play a critical role in dishing out a good biryani. Some recipes call for a very limited use of spices while others use more than 15 different spices. Meat or chicken is often the main ingredient, though in some coastal varieties, fish, prawns, and crabs are also used. Use of rose water, sweet edible attar and kura water in biryani is also common, a practice prevalent since the medieval era. Biryani basics every food lover should know. History of biryani in India. Handi of biryani, with rice, meat or vegetables, and spices, is a complete meal in itself. Be it a formal gathering or an informal meet among friends, a handi of biryani suffices. Each spoonful of this traditional dish is suffused with aromatic spices and rich flavors. Lovers of the dish swear by its distinctive taste. However, a key fact most biryani lovers don't know is that despite its various local varieties, the dish did not originate in India. The Indian subcontinent has a history of foreign rulers, with each ruler introducing the country to various cultures and traditions as well as cuisines. The Turks, Afghans, Persians, and Arabs have left behind a rich culture of foods and feasts, while the Europeans have introduced the country to the popular vegetables such as potatoes and tomatoes. Even the tea we swear by had been growing wild in the northeast until the Britishers started its commercial production. Staking the claim to fame loudest among all such dishes is biryani. Traditionally made as mutton and chicken biryani, the dish was introduced to the subcontinent by Arabs and Persians. How the biryani acquired the regional flavors of India during the Mughal reign. Awadh, now Lucknow, was the capital of their kingdom, which is how the Awadhi biryani with its delicate flavors got its name. When Aurangzeb became the ruler, he sent his Nizams to Hyderabad and Arcot, and their chefs created the Hyderabadi and Arcot biryanis by infusing the local flavors. With the Nawab Wajid Ali Shah deposed to Kolkata, his chef created the traditional Kolkata biryani by adding potatoes, which are now integral to the biryani of that region. Tehri biryani, a vegetarian version of the dish, is believed to have been created during this time as food for bookkeepers of the court who would not eat mutton biryani. The secret behind the popularity of the Indian biryani. The primary distinction between the biryani cooked in India and elsewhere in the world is the choice of spices and flavors. While India, the land of spices, has contributed immensely to the various flavors of the biryani, the traditional Persian or Arabian biryanis are quite subtle. Since there is a vast variation in the flavors of different regions of the country, the spices used in the biryanis are also unique. Biryanis from the south of India have the distinctive coconut and tamarind flavor and could have an extra dash of chilies, but the ones in North India use curd as a marinade and delicate whole spices such as cardamom, cinnamon, and bay leaf. Some biryanis are also flavored with jasmine, rose, kura, and saffron, using screw pine and other dry fruits for the added nutty flavor. This flavor can also be created by frying the rice in ghee before it is cooked with the meat or vegetables. Characteristics of a good biryani. While practice makes a biryani perfect, the importance of the key ingredients cannot be ruled out by true biryani lovers. Fresh vegetables, finest meat cuts and poultry, as well as fresh seafood, adding to the flavor of a biryani. The finest long-grained rice for a good North Indian biryani and short-grained rice for a South Indian biryani. A well-balanced marinade comprising curd, herbs, and spices is integral to a good biryani. Delicate, aromatic spices, typical of the region, giving each type of biryani its distinctive taste. It might surprise most people that versions of biryani are not limited to the Indian subcontinent. Various countries around the world have created their own version of the dish, with some popular ones being Malaysian, Filipino, Mauritian, and African. We coming to the end of the video. If you want to know more videos, subscribe our channel.